Hello! It is so nice outside. Words cannot even describe how nice it is, and I am just so happy. Like, for the middle of June, this is unheard of, but I will take it. And it's supposed to be also quite nice tomorrow. There's a strong breeze outside, so I've just got the windows open and the breeze is just coming through the house, and I'm sure my allergies will hate me for it later, but we'll worry about that when we get there. So today, I really hope that the book that I requested from the library comes in, because if not, that means I'm going to have to start reading The Bone Chips, which is a 500 plus page commitment, and I don't really want to do that right now when I've got library books on the way that have a return date that I need to have them read by. So I'm really hoping that it will get here today. I think it should, but the problem is that when I request it, I don't know from where in the state it's coming from, but it did ship 4 or 5 days ago, so hopefully today will be the day. I have just a little bit of the book I'm reading now to finish up, and once that's over with, then we got nothing to read unless I want to jump into a 500 plus page book, which I will do that if I have to and hope that it's good and it goes by really quickly and I can get all the books read that I need to. But that's what I hope to do today. I am currently sitting around 97,000 words, I think, in my pirate book, so it's getting there. It's decently long. I think it might end up being longer than the previous version, which I don't understand how that works because I cut things as well as add things, and it never feels like the things that I add are more than what I took out, but we'll see what happens. It's going quite well, and it'll be over with before I know it, and then it'll be a case of I need to read through my proof copy of Guardians Duology Book 2, and then I'll be on to writing the next project, which is the prequel story to the pirate book. So I'm hopeful that I can reveal the title soon for Guardians Duology Book 2. The cover reveal will be at the end of this month for people who sign up to my newsletter, and then it will be the second week, I think, in July or thereabouts. That's when I hope to get the pre-order up. So then I will finally be able to stop calling it just Guardians Duology Book 2, because it has a title, and I will be able to use that and show the cover and talk about that as well. So another thing is that I woke up today and checked my email. I don't check my business email quite as much as I should sometimes, but not that I get a lot of email in there, but I woke up today and I checked it, and there was this really sweet and encouraging email from one of my viewers, and I'm sure you're going to be watching this vlog, so thank you for that. I very much enjoyed reading your email. Like, don't be afraid, anybody, to reach out to me through my email. I'm always available. I'm just me. Like, there's nothing intimidating about it. Don't be afraid to reach out about whatever. I'm not gonna bite your head off or anything. I'm just here to chat if you want, but I very much appreciated that email. I enjoyed reading it, and this is my way, I guess, of thanking you, because I'm never gonna be able to probably thank you in person, but thank you for that. I ordered some more author copies of Lightbringer at the end of May. It was at the very end of May, and they're still not here yet. They were supposed to arrive either yesterday or today, and they haven't shipped yet. So I don't think they're probably gonna arrive in time. And needless to say, I'm not thrilled by this. I need those copies as soon as possible, please. I don't know why this is taking so long. I don't know why Amazon takes so long to get me copies of my own book. I know I'm not like the top priority because I'm only paying the print cost, which is going to go up next Tuesday. Yay! Like, I'm super thrilled about that. I mean, on the one hand, I understand everything is going up. I'm honestly surprised, I suppose, that Amazon didn't do this sooner, but yay. So right now I'm still paying the old print cost. Maybe they're stalling. Maybe they think if they stall long enough, I'll have to pay the new print cost. I don't know. But I know I'm not the top priority. I'm paying only the print cost. I'm not paying the full price for the book because I'm the author. I shouldn't have to do that. But the funny thing is that if I did pay the full print cost, or I mean the full cost, and I ordered it from Walmart, they would have had it here by now. Oh well. I'm hoping that they'll get here at least sometime this week, if not when they were promised, because I highly doubt that's going to happen. So that's all I got for right now. I suppose I'll talk to you again later when I have something more. Thought of a few more things to say. And I've made coffee. I missed coffee so much. I didn't miss the cold weather, but I missed having the coffee. And now I'm gonna get lipstick all over this mug, but what can you do? I really, really like Bessame's lipsticks. It's a small business, and it stays on all day. It looks amazing, and they recreate vintage shades. They're all about vintage beauty, which I love that. And I think I just need to start wearing lipstick more often because I don't like putting on makeup. Just the act of taking it off at the end of the day more so than putting it on. I don't want to do that. And I think lipstick is just this elegant touch that
I can do very simple, very quick, very effective without having to do the whole thing. Not that I do a lot in makeup anyway. I've never been that good at it, but it's funny that throughout most of my life, I never wore makeup, and I didn't really, you know, have a conflict. Like, because I didn't wear makeup, I didn't know what I looked like with makeup on, and so when I didn't have makeup on, I didn't think about it. And then when I did start wearing makeup for some of my videos, I started thinking, I look a lot better with makeup than without it, so I felt pressure to do it all the time, which, for the sake of turning on the camera whenever I want to talk about something for a vlog, it's not really practical. But it's funny because Sarah Sutton just talked about that in one of her recent vlogs, and I'm like, yeah, I can relate. So for reels and stuff on Instagram, I do it, but not that I appear in many of my reels. I don't want to appear in my own reels. I don't want my reels to be about me. I want it to be about my books. But I did do a reel where I acted out something from like Sarah's point of view or whatever. I hate making those things because I think they're cringy, but if they sell books, then, you know, whatever. There's not a moral, so you gotta do what you gotta do to sell the books. I got this coffee at exactly the perfect temperature. It's not too hot. I can just start drinking it immediately, and it's so nice. Man, I'm just having a really great day today so far, which is nice. I also need to like get footage for this vlog if I'm going to upload a vlog on Saturday, and it's Tuesday today, and I haven't filmed anything except what I filmed today so far for this vlog, and that's a problem. My life is really boring. I don't do much. I do my writing, and I talk about my writing, and I'm talking about what I'm reading a little bit, and then I work. I have a job, and I don't talk about my job because I don't want to talk about my job. So I just have that stuff to talk about. I prefer not to leave the house. If it was up to me, I'd probably stay in my house the whole time. Like, if it were up to me, I probably would like never leave my house except to see family members, and occasionally maybe go to the library and a local bakery that I'm obsessed with. I actually have to go there later on this week, so that probably won't make it into this vlog, but it'll be in next week's vlog. Like, I'm trying to get some footage of the stuff that they have there, but I just don't want to pull out my phone and film because I think that's really weird. Like, I know that people of my generation, my age, are almost expected to just film everything and post it on social media because we're all narcissists and that's just what we do. I feel like that's how older people view my generation sometimes, and I can see why. And I just don't want to be that person. I don't want to just film in public and film stuff because I'm like, oh, I need something for my vlog, but at the same time, I don't have much for my vlogs, and there's not a lot to do around here, so that doesn't help. There really aren't any local coffee shops either that I could go right in. There's one, but it can get pretty loud in there, and it's like I just work best from home. Like, why would I want to open myself up to those kind of distractions? I'm not going to do that. So I'm not that interesting a person. I don't do that much, and I think a lot of people are like that, and there's nothing wrong with having a quote-unquote boring normal life. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we're all pretty much there, and that's completely fine. The only thing I think is that I struggle with is that it's not necessarily the most interesting thing to watch. Anyway, back to what I was saying about one of the things that I talk about being my books, or books that I read, not just my books, of which I don't have that many to talk about right now because Lightburner is the only one that's out. One day we will have that fixed, and that day will be here before I know it, so I'm trying not to rush it even though I'm a naturally impatient person. But the thing is, like, talking about books that I'm reading or books that I have read recently, I'm not really doing that as much as I used to. This channel was founded basically as a booktube channel more so than authortube. It was always a mixture of both, and I would talk about books that I read recently, and I'd review them and talk about how I felt about them and why, and I miss doing that. Honestly, I miss doing that. I miss sharing my thoughts and feelings about books, but I have come to the conclusion that I'm not going to do that anymore. For one thing, there is this belief that it's unprofessional for authors to review other authors' books, even if you say something positive about them, and especially if they're in the same genre as yours, because if you don't say something positive and they write the same genre as you, then you're viewed as attacking somebody because you view them as competition. I would not do that. Anything that I have said about books in the past, or anything that I will say in the present, I'm going to say it because I genuinely believed that. I'm not trying to attack somebody, but I'm just going to avoid all of that and not talk about books in that way anymore. I'm not going to do book reviews. I may still do positive book reviews simply because I miss doing book reviews, and I think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing positive reviews. I'm not a big famous author. I don't think that me saying something good about somebody else's book is going to be seen as like cronyism because I don't have any influence really of my own right now. So I just genuinely want to support other people and be positive. And as far as my more critical book reviews that I used to do, while I did enjoy doing them very much and I did mean everything that I said, there's just enough negativity out there in the world. I'm not going to add to it even if it is what I actually thought. That's not to say that I don't think that we should be critical of things that we consume or that we should give criticism when we think that it's due. I'm not going to say that I think people should only leave positive reviews on books, but it is this strange intersection that now that I am a published author and I'm out there and I'm receiving reviews of my own, I know firsthand how hurtful negative reviews can be, especially if there's no validity to what they're criticizing. Like, I don't know if it would hurt more or less if what somebody said about your book in terms of negativity was actually true. I'd like to think if it was true, it hurt more because there is some truth to what they're saying, and then, you know, knowing that deep down inside would be the cause of why it hurts so much. I don't know. It's a weird place to be, and I'm not going to do book reviews anymore, so I don't have that to talk about. I guess I could talk vaguely about what I'm reading at the moment, but I don't have as much to say about that, and I also don't have as much content to work with. I'm not uploading book reviews like I used to do, so the only content that I really have right now, at least, is vlogs, which I know are not as popular, but what can you do? If I was trying to get rich quick, I don't think I'd be doing YouTube. And I certainly wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, period. But hopefully that even if my vlogs have fewer views, they're attracting viewers that genuinely are interested in keeping up with what I'm doing and they just want to watch it because they enjoy it, rather than people who are attracted to book reviews. Obviously it's a bigger, more wider topic. You're gonna attract all sorts with that, so it's just a transition that this channel is going through. I think that's pretty obvious. I haven't uploaded a book review in some time. I do still plan on doing reading vlogs where I read a book and then tell you what the book is about. For instance, I'm planning on doing one for The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because it is going to be made into a movie well, it is made into a movie, but the movie comes out at the end of the year, near Thanksgiving. This is a Hunger Games novel. It's not part of the original trilogy. It's like a prequel thing in which Snow is a character. And I read it when it came out, and I read it on my Kindle and I deleted it, which was really stupid because if I hadn't done that, then I could, you know, read it whenever I like. So I'm gonna do that when I'm done writing my pirate book, I think, because then I'm in between projects. I can take a break and I don't have to necessarily think so critically about what I'm reading, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I'm planning to do that after that, and I'm going to do it early and film it early and then release it closer to when the movie comes out, because I don't want this to be a Where the Crawdads Sing kind of deal, where when I tried to get that book after the movie came out, it was crazy. Everybody was scrambling for that book and I couldn't get a copy, and I don't want that to happen with The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So, all of that to say, my goal for that video is for me to reread the book, because I honestly don't remember much about it. And I'm going to tell you the things that happen in the books, just if you're curious, so then if you go see the movie and you wonder how they compare, then you can refer to the video and you'll know what, if anything, was changed and what was true to the source material. And I think that could be kind of interesting, but otherwise I'm not really gonna do the type of book review videos that I used to do. I'm not gonna tell you if I thought the book was good or not. I'm just gonna tell you what happened in the book so that you can compare the two. But yeah, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movie is one of the few this year that I'm really excited for. I don't get excited for many movies anymore. They all seem to be remakes or sequels, and I like to watch the kind of movies that I like to read and watch, those kind of genres, which is fantasy and historical, and there's not that many movies made in those genres, at least that I can watch at my local theater. They don't get very many historical movies at all. But the last movie that I saw was actually Death on the Nile, and that was in February of last year, so it's been some time. And then the last movie I saw before that one was 1917, I think, and that was right before COVID hit and everything went to hell, so we weren't able to watch movies. So between that and the fact that I'm just naturally picky with my movies, I don't see a lot of movies, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to see 3 this year, and hopefully they'll be good. One of them is obviously The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's the last one that comes out this year that I'm excited for. It comes out near Thanksgiving. The other 2 are Oppenheimer and the Barbie movie, ironically. Like, they come out the same weekend, and I'm gonna watch both of them. If you had told me that I'd be excited to watch a Barbie movie, I would have been like, you're crazy, what are you smoking? But I watched the trailer and it actually looks kind of funny. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and that's exactly the kind of thing that you'd want for this kind of movie. I have a very weird sense of humor. I don't find many things funny that most other people find funny, but I found this to be funny, and it looks like it might genuinely be good. So that's weird. Like, I didn't see that coming, but yeah, those 2 movies could not be more different. And I thought that meme online of Barbie and Ken being like, oh, hi Barbie, hi Ken, and then there's an atomic explosion in the background, and there's Oppenheimer. I thought that meme was very funny. But yeah, Oppenheimer needs no explanation. It's historical. I love historical stuff. I love to learn more about things that I don't know much about, and I don't know much about Oppenheimer except that he helped make the atomic bomb. that's it. That's the extent of my knowledge. So I'm very much excited for those. Those two come out at the end of July. And of course, I'll talk more about them and update you guys when I go out to watch them. That'll be part of the vlog. So anyway, I did think of one other thing I meant to say earlier, and that is that my cover artist, Coco, who did the artwork on Lightbringer and the artwork of the cover of book 2, which you will see coming up soon than you think, it'll be here sooner than you think, she is working on character art of mine, and she has completed one piece of character art for me so far. That is Felix. I uploaded that to Instagram, and I also shared it on my community tab on my channel here, so if you want to know what Felix looks like, there's the artwork right there. I am so thrilled that she's agreeing to work with me on all of this. It's amazing to see these characters brought to life that have been a part of my life for so long, to see them brought to life in a way that I could never do. Like, I do some art, but it's not good art. So to see this artist whom I have admired for years draw my characters and bring them to life, it's so cool. And these artworks are going to be in the hardcover editions of the Guardians Duology. So I actually have, Felix is going in book 2, so I could get book 2 hardcover done now, like up now, because I have the character art done for it, but Lightbringer doesn't have the character art quite complete yet, and it's because Coco is working on it right now. It's going to be Lila, so Lila is going to be the next character that's portrayed, and she's going to go in the hardcover edition of Lightbringer, and so I cannot wait to see what Coco comes up with. It's amazing. Like, I don't know what kind of details she's looking for. I just give her what I think would be helpful based on what I'd look for from the limited art that I did do. And it's like she can read my mind. It's crazy. Like, the sketches that she sends me need like next to no editing, and if they do, it's very little. Like, she nails stuff. It's insane. And so it's so cool to see my 4 main characters brought to life. And I received the sketch yesterday, and so now I'm just waiting for the finishing details, and then of course we do the color. And if she's amenable to it, I'm hoping to get her to do character art for my other books, my big 3 fantasies, so my pirate book, its prequel book, and then the book that comes after that I'm going to publish in 2025, which is insane to think about, to even be planning that far ahead, but we are planning that far ahead. I got plans. I'm so excited for these books to come out and be out into the world and enjoyed by readers, and for these readers to be introduced to my characters. It's just really, it's really surreal. And I love seeing them brought to life, so I'm gonna hopefully see if she will do character art for each of those books, and then that artwork will be shared online as well, and I'll have prints of it made that I might do something with in the future in terms of like pre-order campaigns possibly, or when I do have my signed copies up on my website shop, then I can send prints to people who might be interested in that. Those character arts are also gonna go in each of the hardcover editions of these books, and I'm only gonna do hardcovers for these big 3 of my fantasy books because they're the ones that have existed the longest in terms of my stories. I love them to absolute pieces, and I think they deserve just this little extra special treatment. I might have posters made of them at some point as well and hung somewhere. Where, I don't know. You can see my LA map behind me. It's not like I have places to hang stuff, okay? This house is at max capacity right now, and with these maps anyway, I don't really want to hang them. It's just more convenient if I have them here and I can pull them out whenever I need them and look at stuff, and I only do that when I'm working on my 1920s mysteries, which will come later this year. I'm gonna have to write the 3rd one of those, so yeah, it's all a lot. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm thrilled to see my characters brought to life in this way, and I'm really hopeful that she'll do the rest of them for me, and I can't wait to see what they look like. I'm so nervous at the same time because I'm always sending these details about what I want the characters to look like, and because for some of them I have, much more specific details than others, and some of them are more complicated to describe than others, and I'm just like, what? It's so weird, like nerve-wracking describing my characters to somebody else so that they can draw them. And I'm like, what if this isn't clear? What if this is confusing? What if this is dumb? But anyway, I've been thrilled with the results so far, so it's definitely worth overcoming any insecurity or awkwardness on my part. But yeah, I have rambled on way too long in this clip. So much for not having enough footage, eh? Or not having enough to talk about. If I do get the full character art done by the time this vlog goes up, I will include it in the video, but if not, then it will go in the next one or whenever it's done. I don't expect it to take that long because it moves really quickly. The process is very fast. So yeah, if you're looking for a cover artist or somebody to do character art, fan art, whatever you want to call it, character portraits, I'm not sure, character art I suppose, then I would definitely recommend working with Coco. She's very professional, the work is astounding, and you get what you pay for. Like, it is incredible. I'm so happy with how it's turned out, and it's just so surreal. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll shut up now. That's enough. Well, of course. Now I was just talking about how my author copies hadn't shipped yet and they were supposed to arrive either yesterday or today and I didn't think they were gonna make it. I just checked my phone and I got an email that says that they've encountered a delay in shipping your order. We'll send a confirmation as soon as it ships and communicate the expected delivery date. We apologize for the inconvenience. Oh, that sucks. I'm not surprised, but it sucks. Like, I don't understand either. Like, Amazon prints it. It's a print-on-demand company. They should just be able to print it and send it to me. Like, anyway. The reason this is such a big deal is that because I don't have any author copies currently. And I said this in a previous vlog, one of my proofreaders did not get a chance to read the first book, and she's proofing the second book for me now. Or she will be, but I want her to read the first book first because you need to read the first book first. You're not going to understand what the heck is going on and the stakes that are at play unless you read book 1 first. I don't have a copy to give her because the only copy that I have is the copy that's on my shelf that you see behind me, and that's the Ingram Spark proof copy. In terms of marketing, like, that's the only copy that I have right now, and then I use it to film all of my reels, and so I can't give it to her until I have a copy that I can replace it with to film marketing stuff to post on social media. So that's why it's such a big deal. That's really crappy. Oh gosh. Speaking of which, I do need to film reels. I'm really bad at filming reels. I don't know why. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to film marketing material for this book. And I'm starting to think that as much as I am a time management person, as much as I'm so rigid and disciplined with managing my time, I'm beginning to realize it's really only with writing. With everything else, it's just procrastination city over here. And while the marketing does have something to do with my writing, if it's not the writing itself, then I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to film reels. I hate filming reels. I don't know why. Like, the actual doing of it isn't bad, but thinking about doing it is like, no. I'd rather do anything else. So maybe later today I'll go outside and film some book flips or something. Like, I'm not sure. Book flips do really well, but I did my last book flip out in the grass and it looks really aesthetic. I don't know that I want to do that back to back like that though. And the grass doesn't look as aesthetic now as it did when I filmed that reel because it's dry, it's brown, it's dying. We need some rain. We get a little bit of rain every now and then, but it's not enough to reverse this encroaching drought conditions. So it doesn't look as aesthetic as it did. But anyway, I just need to do something. I need to film these reels. I need to figure out how to do it and how to upload different reels because I don't know what I did, but I did something to lose the favor of the algorithm. Like, there were some reels there back to back that did really well, like absurdly well, considering how the rest of my reels performed and the amount of people that I have following me on Instagram. It was doing really well and I was like, oh heck yes, and then it just dropped off. I'm like, what did I do? And I don't think I did anything. I just think that's the algorithm. It's fickle. They want you to keep guessing. They don't want you to have it figured out because if you do, then you won, and I don't know. They want you to they want you to be unsatisfied and keep trying to figure it out because the more you do that, then the more you're on the platform. So I'm just trying not to let it bother me, and I don't really think it does because for all the views that those reels got, I didn't increase my sales any, so it's like, does it really matter? Not really. I mean, it's cool that my book got in front of that many people, but if it's not resulting in any sales, then it's like, what's the point? So if I can get less views but more sales, I'd happily take that. So that's really a bummer about the author copies though. I don't know what's taking so long. Rude. Got it. I got my library book, so that's good. And the other one that I ordered has shipped out. None of the ones that are new from my library are currently available. They're all still checked out. But I have a book to read, and that is good. I don't like this cover as much as the first cover that I saw for this book. It had like a lighthouse on it rather than just lighthouse stairs, and it just looked really cool and nice, I thought, and that's what made me click on the book in the first place because, let's be honest, covers are important and we judge books by them. So I'm not a huge fan of this cover so much, but it's just been on my TBR list for some time, and there's witches in the title, so I'm assuming there's witches involved. I don't know. I need to reread the blurb and I just haven't done that, but I'm basically trusting my past self that the book must have sounded interesting enough to make me want to read it. So, but yes, there's witches in my book that I'm writing right now, and there's witches in this, so I thought, perfect, let's just read it now. In other news, I think the reason why my author copies haven't shipped out yet is because Amazon Web Services is currently experiencing an outage of some kind, and this apparently is quite big and it's affecting lots of customers, and I don't know when it's going to be fixed, but it could be fixed already. But if I had to guess, that's why I would assume that the author copies haven't shipped out yet. I know that apparently I heard some authors were not able to check their KDP reports, so it was a pretty big deal. and I'm hoping that they get it fixed soon and that I will have my copies soon. In other news, I crossed the 100,000 word mark in my manuscript yesterday, so that's really exciting. I believe the previous iteration of this draft was 116,000 words or something like that, so we'll see if I surpass that by the end. But it's going really well. I've got a big scene upcoming now. Work is picking up a little bit. It's getting a little bit more crazy here in the next few days and week or so, maybe next 2 weeks. So I'm very much looking forward to when I can next take a vacation. And of course, with the 4th coming up, that will be a big help. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm just trying to take any moments of peace and quiet that I can and just relax and enjoy them. So that's all I have for today's update. Probably this vlog is probably going to be too long as it is, so this may be the last clip in the vlog for all I know. I don't know if I'll end up filming any more before I edit it and get it up for Saturday, but we'll see.